we are back live from Los Caballeros Sports Village in Fountain Valley, California. My name is Dave Vincent. It is the Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball. Nate Alvarado versus Pudge John Iglesias. This is the men's round of 16, the Simple Green U.S. Open and race for 8 stop. Nate Alvarado giving that head fake, look to the right, serve to the left. Nate, part of the Tucson Gunslinger team. My name is Dave Vincent, right next to Dave Fink for this match.
And that's what John Iglesias can do, Dave. Those sort of unorthodox, inside out, no look kill shots. It's a big foot fault there from John Iglesias. We'll see if the referee calls that. Not a good serve.
1 serving 0.
1 serve 0. That's a good serve right there with this ball.
Are there certain serves that are good with another ball that aren't good with this ball?
Point.
Just curious.
2 serving 0.
John Iglesias, Dave, is very comfortable on this court. Told me that this is his favorite court in the country. We haven't seen much of John, Dave, in the last year. He's actually been living in Costa Rica part-time. Also lives in Miami. Trains down there with Nelson Quintero.
3 serving 0.
Score is 3-0. What we've noticed here, and you haven't been present for the matches, Dave, is that the ball does appear to be completely different for some of these guys. Maybe not visually on the screen for us as much, but you can see a lot of misfoot stepping out there. Missteps, I would say.
I think the ball is just a lot faster, and that's causing a
3-0 again.
little bit of awkward footwork. The ball is flying around the court, Dave. It's about 3 grams lighter. We've seen Nate, Dave, start slowly in his recent matches. He's off to a pretty slow start here early. Also trying to get adjusted to the unorthodox style of John Iglesias.
0 serving 3.
Mark that down there, Dave. That was our first mistake from our referee calling the score. Once he reaches 5, he is fined for every subsequent mistake.
1 serving 3.
1 serves 3. Referee is Chip Morales. He has not had any great memorable referee experiences here in Los Cab.
Well, if you're remembered as a referee, Dave, you didn't do a very good job. The referee is supposed to be invisible.
Side out.
Kind of like the dessert on your plate, 30 seconds after it's delivered.
1.
Actually, sometimes, and I've been known to do this, I will get up and track the waitress down and actually eat the dessert on the way to the table.
Seen you do it.
It's actually negative time. 1 serves 3. Nate Alvarado wearing the light Tucson Gunslinger blue. Made it to the finals of the first race for 8 stop in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and now he's here. Well, look at that ball just make a strange bounce back there.
Looked like it might have slid there on the side wall, Dave. I did see a couple of balls slide in those back right and left corners.
Serving 1.
You see John hitting that big setup on the serve, the revolving door, nearly backed into Nate there, Dave, but Nate had just enough of a window.
1 serving 3. Point.
Tremendous serve there, and Nate, excuse me, Dave, John does have a great first step out of the block and still unable to track that down.
I don't know if you were able to catch that Robbie McCarthy match against Armando Ortiz, but Robbie looks really good. Really good.
Well, most people that sport Abercrombie and Fitch, Dave, from head to toe do. It's a popular brand.
So you're thinking that
3, serving 3.
his choice of clothing has enabled him to play better.
I thought you were just talking about how he looks.
No, I was talking about his court play.
Oh, I didn't catch that. I wanted to watch that match, but I was too busy losing in the first round.
4, serving 3.
So it was Robbie McCarthy advancing there over the number 7 seed Armando Ortiz.
Yeah, 21-11, 21-12.
Can't say that I'm surprised. No disrespect to Armando, Dave, but Armando has
5,
not been
serving
playing
3.
great or often recently. And Robbie McCarthy, as we know, Dave, has been putting in his 2 and 3 a days over on the other side of the pond.
3, serving 5.
And Nadi with just a really smooth right corner kill there, Dave. John Iglesias anticipating the kill down the left side, and Nadi just feathering that ball behind John into the right corner and angling it away from him.
5, serving 3.
Nice kill there from Nadi, but John digs it out, and Nadi collects himself up there, Dave, in the front court, gives himself that extra split second, forces John to commit. John anticipating the pass shot, and Nadi flicking it into the left corner.
6, serving 3.
Score here is 6-3.
Cal?
This is going to be a common sight with Nadi Alvarado matches as he cleans off the floor here.
It is very hot inside there, Dave, and there's a lot of perspiration. And I know that, Dave, during my match, there was probably 65 towel timeouts. I lost track after actually 53. I was counting.
You made it to 53 and just kind of, would you get transposed when it
Okay,
gets to
resume
about
and
55? The 2 5s together kind of mess
6,
you up, right?
serving 3.
I thought I counted 54 twice.
Uh-huh.
And
So you just,
once that happened, I just sort of lost interest in counting.
yeah, I understand you.
I want to be accurate. And if I can't be 100% accurate, why do it at all?
Wish that philosophy carried over in your everyday life.
7, serving 3.
7 serves 3, game 1, Simple Green U.S. Open of handball. We have not seen John Iglesias play in quite some time, standing right in front of Nadi on that shot.
Jonathan, Dave, very comfortable in the front court. He grew up playing one wall, actually one wall Big Blue in New York City.
Eight, serving 3.
When you watch Nadi Alvarado play here, Dave, on his home turf here at Los Caballeros, it's almost like watching Jack Nicklaus at Augusta. It's hushed tones out of respect.
3, serving 8.
A lot of standing ovations. In fact, you'll see, Dave, after every timeout, the crowd actually rises to their feet and gives Nadi a huge
4, serving 8.
ovation.
That ball almost looked like it hit the sidewall first from that angle.
Second serve.
And it's a little bit confusing here, Dave, because we are playing bad bounces here at this event, but in the last several WPH Pro
5,
stops,
serving 8.
we have not played bad bounces. So it's slight rule change. And let's take an instant replay of that shot there, Dave, because that was a big setup by John, but the ball gets in tight on Nadi, but Nadi still has enough
8, serving
finesse
5.
to take this ball from right around his chest. Watch this here, Dave, from his chest. Didn't let that ball drop, but still able to to flick that ball into the right corner.
Nadi is so smooth that he's able to make those changes so subtly that you might not catch it at home unless you watch it in super slow-mo.
I think Dave, being as smooth as he is, actually hurts him against power players like a Sean Lenning or Luis Moreno, where he doesn't have time to set up that beautiful stroke.
I want to say hello to Killer Mike from Texas watching this live broadcast. Beautiful Southern California, where the sun
serving 9
has cleaned out that morning fog this afternoon, making way for a beautiful day. We have palm trees and chirping birds all around us here in the studio.
I thought those were just sound effects.
Those are real birds.
I didn't know that.
Back in the old days,
serving 9,
when it used to be smoggy down here, those birds used to wake up to hearing them coughing. Now they're just chirping again.
Nice drive, fat fist pass kill from John Iglesias.
7 serving 9.
Beautiful serve there from John.
8 serving 9.
John looking for a call there. Nadi with just a horrible mishit, Dave. That ball was moving about 8 miles per hour, and he shanked it off the very bottom of his hand on a simple back wall setup. There was a lot of that, Dave, on one of the back courts today.
9 serving 9.
In an untelevised first round pro match that looked more like a first round C match from at least one of the players. And there's a nice back wall kill from Nadi. Turns his hips through that shot. Just sort of let his arm go, Dave. Let the hips go first and the arm followed it. Nice and smooth.
9 serving 9.
We're all together at 9 first game, 2-21, breaker to 11. Here's a setup for Nadi.
Hold it.
There's a little bit of contact there. I would have thought that Nadi still wanted that, but no look back.
Nine serving 9.
That's a familiar caption from our camera over the years here at Los Cab. Zooming in on Nadi Alvarado serving. The cameras seem to like Nadi.
Second serve.
This live broadcast courtesy of Science, the official sports drink of the UFC. There's a setup for Nadi going down to his belly is John Iglesias. Unable to track that one off the back wall.
Kind of a slow start here from both guys, Dave, trying to adjust to each other's styles.
10 serving 9.
You can see that gallery, and it's almost impossible to get that many people into this area without them talking, Dave.
Well, the fire marshal, Dave, is actually counting heads right now. They're at capacity. It was actually Keith Thody that was just removed from the gallery, Dave.
11 serving 9.
Keith has been removed from galleries before, Dave, but not because of making the crowd size over capacity, for other reasons.
Can we discuss those, or?
Well,
let's just say it involves a camera.
That's true.
9 serving 11.
9-11. John Iglesias serving to Nadi Alvarado. You see Nadi read that serve before John even hit it. It's a great camera angle here as we look back on the players hitting the ball. I love this angle.
Serving 9.
And a smart pass shot there from Nadi Alvarado. That's the first one-wall pass shot we've seen Nadi execute, Dave. He's been looking at that right corner so far in this
Timeout, Jonathan.
opening game.
Jonathan, timeout. Is that what he said, timeout?
We're going to take an instant replay of that last shot there, Dave,
Okay.
from Nadi
It's
Alvarado.
12 serving 9 coming in.
John Iglesias moving up on Nadi's right, anticipating the right corner kill, and it was Nadi blasting the ball past Jonathan here down the left.
A replay. There it is. Nadi just pushing that ball over. It was like a two-wall pass that didn't have to hit that second wall. He hit it in just a perfect location. There's the bikes. John Alvarado bike. And Gabriella. And Jaden, which is their cousin. Now, not the Alvarado Jr.'s daughter on the far left. And Gabriella is John Bike's daughter. And John Bike Jr. celebrating Breast Cancer Awareness Month with his pink headband. You're watching the Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball, and there's Uncle Nate Alvarado. This is really, truly a family event out here.
And they truly do love each other, and if you don't believe me, just check out their Facebook, see Friendship. I do. We want to wish Jab a happy birthday, just turning 12. Celebrated, actually, David, Disney World. I know you and I are headed there tonight, Dave, after the matches.
All right, let's play
You've
ball.
always wanted to enjoy Space Mountain. Tonight you're going to have your chance. We actually have
Do they have a weight limit on that?
we actually have an all-access WPH pass at the park where we will circumvent every line and go right to the front.
But does that pass make a 300-pound guy look
Well,
like
actually,
he's...
we're going to be the only
Resuming
people on the
play.
rides.
Okay,
So, yes.
12
Yeah.
serving 9.
12 serves 9.
Short.
All you need is your WPH player's card. I know you have one,
Both
Dave.
agree.
So do I.
I have one in my pocket
Second serve.
right now.
There's a nice swing from Nadi, and you hear the approval of not only his family, Dave, but his fans as well.
13 serving 9.
They call themselves the A-Team, Dave. The fans have come to
Point.
support Nadi Jr. from stop to stop.
And the
They
A
said-
for Alvarado.
That's true. They
Okay.
said, you know, we used to root for El Gato.
14
Now?
serving 9.
While we still idolize El Gato,
Short.
we root for El Tigre, the little cat.
Second serve.
14-9 second serve first game. Round of 16. Nate Alvarado serving to John Iglesias.
Not a good miss there for Jonathan. And it is tough in those back corners, Dave, particularly with this ball that you're not particularly comfortable playing with just yet.
15 serving 9.
The ball is definitely softer, Dave. I wouldn't say that it plays like a white ace, but it doesn't play like the traditional red ace or Echelon blue ball either. What's interesting about it, Dave, is that everybody will sort of give you a different explanation as to why the ball plays differently. Some will say that it checks up on the sidewall. Others will say it slides the sidewall. But universally, Dave, everyone will say that it does play differently. How it plays differently
9 serving 15.
is sort of your own perception. Not a good shot there from Nadi. And Jonathan, Dave, just looks a little bit off right now. I'm sure he's been doing a lot of
Side
practicing in Miami, but hard to simulate the speed of the ball against these top 5 players in the world, Dave, unless you're seeing that speed consistently. And I know Jonathan has not seen it.
Broke. Sweat.
referee asking John Iglesias what's going on with the ball. I believe the ball's just wet.
Okay, Nadi, you're coming in.
Both players, Dave, given 3 vetoes on the referee choices.
15,
Nadi considered using
serving
one of his
9.
vetoes on Chip Morales because he knows Chip and Jonathan are good buddies. And also that Chip is an incompetent referee, but he decided to give him the okay. And Chip's up there doing a pretty good job thus far. Chip electing to play in the doubles here, Dave.
9 serving 15.
Great-grandfather Danny Bell.
Is he a great-grandfather?
He could be. We kid because we can. Danny Bell actually ref my match, Dave, and
Play it again.
did a pretty nice job,
He
I
had
have
a
to say. He
chance.
gave me
Over.
every single call, and I still couldn't win.
It's over. Yeah.
I
play
actually
it
felt
over.
bad for Andy at some point, but I said, what can I do? I'm just getting killed. I might as well
Over.
take what I can get here.
Came right to him when
Gave me about 12 hinder calls that
It didn't come straight.
I'd
I
like to see.
suppose I could have gotten my hand on one of those 12 balls.
It'd be nice to get the replay here. I'd like to. Let's look at this replay here, brought to you by First Star Sports. Let's see what they're arguing here. This is interesting here. Chip Morales does not call that last play a screen. You saw where Nadi got mixed up there with John Iglesias, and he's going to give John the point, I believe. Unless I misinterpreted who he was arguing with.
Okay, John serving. 9 serving 15.
Wow. See that ball, Dave?
Well, that's the big difference, Dave, with this 21 ball. When it pops into those back corners, rather than popping up around your waist, it seems to end up around your shoulder height. And you saw Nadi there expecting the ball to be around his waist and turning with it, but all of a sudden, Dave, the ball
10
just
serving 15.
pops up. You know, obviously, Dave, it's the same for both guys, but you see both guys look a little bit awkward in there at times because of it.
John Iglesias doing a pretty good job of hanging in here on this first game.
I actually think, Dave, if John Iglesias was playing a little bit better, closer to the level that I've seen him play in the past, that he would have had a good chance at winning this first game and probably had a pretty good sized lead right now, because Nadi, Dave, not playing up to his standard. This is sort of the level that we saw Nadi play
Foul.
in the first game 2 weeks ago in Idaho against Charlie Shanks, where he lost 21-3 in that first game, and also against Alan Garner, where he lost 21-10 in that first game, both times really looking out of sorts. Nadi not looking all that comfortable in there right now either, Dave. And this would be John's opportunity to take control of this first game.
Want to say hello to Palo Alto Elks Club, putting up a big screen and watching the feed
Okay,
live.
Nadi serving. 15 serving 10.
15-10 is the score.
Short.
They have a newly remodeled facility there in Palo Alto,
Second
California, at the Elks Club. All the players down there having a handball day today and also watching the live broadcast.
One of the most beautiful places in the world there, Dave, in Northern
16
California,
serving
home
10.
of Stanford University. It's tough to keep this ball off the back wall, Dave, unless you use the ceiling. The ceiling really kills this ball. In the past, Dave, we've seen ceiling play almost impossible to control. And look at Nadi track that down as that ball pops off the back wall too. But the ball takes off that front wall, Dave, when you hit those pass shots that you think will
10
die in the
serving
backcourt, but they do pop
16.
up off the back wall.
Look at that ball. That really jumped out there. You saw Nadi have to track that ball down. He's looking down, and then all of a sudden he has to tilt his head back up and look up in the sky for that ball.
I really think, Dave, this ball favors a power server that doesn't hit the ball with a lot of
16
hop.
serving 10.
This ball does not take to hop all that well. I think it's going to neutralize Luis Moreno's serve just a little bit and make it about 15 to 20% less effective.
Second serve.
Let's watch this serve here from the bird's eye view. Do you feel that this ball will benefit a guy like Dave Chapman?
I do.
Sean Lenning looked like he was all out of sorts earlier today.
It's almost, Dave, like taking the laces off a baseball, and you still try and throw the same curveball and slider, but you don't have that same kind of control. That's really the only comparison or analogy that I can make. Maybe taking the laces off the football, Dave, and still trying to throw a perfect 55-yard spiral.
Second serve.
17-10 first game, 2-21 tiebreaker to 11. This is the men's round of 16. We only have 16 round of 16 matches today on the live broadcast. Tomorrow we start breaking into some doubles, some women's matches, and round of 8 action for the men.
Timeout, Jonathan. It's your second timeout.
John Iglesias taking a
1
timeout.
minute.
You're watching the Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball. Put your IT problems in their hands. Synetra. They take a comprehensive approach to solving your everyday IT problems, no matter how much IT knowledge you have. They will use proven technology to help you with your business, solving IT and communication challenges just like yours for over 25 years. Want to say thanks to one of the big sponsors and donors for the live broadcast, Mintech, the global software and service provider for the mining industry. Mintech has been committed to developing software solutions to meet their clients' changing needs since Chairman Fred Banfield, an avid handballer, started the company back in 1970. Mintech at mindsite.com. Gilmer and Associates have always been there for us as one of the main sponsors of the live broadcast and helping us with our innovations when it comes to mineral rights consulting and the due diligence required for land acquisitions. Gilmer and Associates are the experts to call. Based out of Midland, Texas, you can contact them by getting a hold of Mark Gilmer at msn.com. Actually, we should probably introduce Mark Gilmer to Fred Banfield. Those two seem like they might have a related business in some way. We also want to thank Y2K, Yes to Kids Foundation, for enriching the lives of area handball players and bringing kids into the game. Contact Fred Lewis at hballfred at cox.net. hballfred at cox.net.
We have 18 serving 10.
To learn more about the Yes to Kids program, as we're back in now at 18-10 first game. That's a nice serve from Nadi Alvarado, going around the revolving door and getting Nadi out of the box. Nadi seemed to kind of fall asleep out there.
Well, that's the best shot to hit on the revolving door, Dave, because your opponent's anticipating the right corner.
Serving 18.
And if you can get your hips all the way through that and drive it down the left, your opponent has given you that whole court. I'm surprised we don't see more players using that shot.
Some strange positioning between the two players there. Seemed like Iglesias was in Nadi's way, and then Nadi got in
18 serving 10.
John's way. 18-10. It's been a while since we've seen John Iglesias play handball.
You know, Dave, it's hard to really appreciate just how hard these guys are hitting the ball, just like when you're watching a baseball game and it seems so easy
19 serving 10.
to hit those 98-mile-per-hour fastballs and 85-mile-per-hour sliders. What's very similar in here, Dave, it looks so easy, but when you're standing inside that court, Dave, and the ball is moving so fast, that's what makes this, Dave, one of the hardest games in the world.
Serving 19.
I agree, it's completely deceiving. This ball looks like it's not traveling fast. They're hitting a BB in there.
John letting that ball get in very close to his body there, but fighting it off and finding that left side wall crack.
11 serving 19.
These are the shots that make John Iglesias so dangerous, Dave. Those paddle kills in the front court.
19.
He can score points in bunches. And not a good-looking swing there from Nadi as the ball gets away from him.
13, serving 19.
Unfortunate break there for John Iglesias as Nadi, Dave, really dropping his level in the last 5 minutes. And that ball just merging with the right side wall, John having no swing.
$19, serving 13.
There's Nadi Alvarado wearing that Tucson Gunslinger light blue shirt. This is a race for 8 event, even though it's part of an open format without qualifiers.
Can you explain that, Dave, how it's part of the race for 8 without the,
20,
the race for 8
13.
format?
I don't think I can.
Okay.
I just know that it's an open, it's pretty basic.
Short.
Anybody can enter. But
Well, anybody can also enter a race for 8 event.
they can, but you have to qualify to get into the
Second.
Elite 12. This is game point, by the way. Here, there's no qualifier, but you don't get points until you get to the quarters here. And there's Nadi
First
Alvarado.
one. 5
Beautiful
minutes,
load up.
guys.
Like to see a replay there of Nadi cocking his gun with his left hand and decides to shoot that ball right down the left wall, and it's a beautiful shot if we can catch that back on the replay. This is brought to you by Simple Green. Look at that. Just a very smart, fluent shot there from Nadi Alvarado. We're going to take a timeout here courtside.
A fluent shot? What
Very-
language did it speak?
A fluent, very fluid
Oh,
shot.
fluid.
There's Nadi
Okay.
Alvarado's sister, John Bike's wife. Looks like she's tinting her hair just a little bit. And there's Nadi's mom off to the right, Lupe and Lupita. The non-toxic, biodegradable Simple Green is a sponsor of this year's Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball. Made in America for more than 35 years. Effective all-purpose cleaner, replaces other dangerous chemicals in business and homes all over the world. For more information about Simple Green, visit them online at simplegreen.com. We are going to take a quick break at the Simple Green WPH Race for 8 and U.S. Open of Handball. For Dave Fink, my name is Dave Vincent. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Stick close, racefor8.com. Game number 2 on the way.
Hello, I'm Bruce Fabrizio, inventor of Simple Green, the finest non-toxic cleaner in the world. For more than 35 years, I have worked to establish truth in labeling laws. Many products misrepresent their safety and efficacy. I am so certain you will find that Simple Green does everything the label states safely, that if you're not 100% satisfied, I will refund your purchase. For more information, go to simplegreen.com.
Working and working out takes a lot of energy. That's why I drink Zenergy. Feeling fantastic and looking good has never been easier. Zions, extreme science for your active lifestyle.
For 20 years, the Inner City Handball Association has educated, mentored, and served young people through handball. Young people that participate in the Inner City Handball Association programs have a high graduation rate from high school and continue on to college. Inner City Handball teams are good athletes, good students, and good ambassadors for the sport of handball. We need your help to continue our work. Inner City Handball Association is a registered 501c3 tax-exempt charity. Please donate today. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Bruce Fabrizio, inventor of Simple Green. Our non-toxic, biodegradable, all-purpose cleaner works great for cleaning it. Thank you. Non-toxic, biodegradable, simple green. It's great for cleaning.
And we are back live courtside here in Fountain Valley, California. Game number 2 between Pudge, the New York Kid, Johnny Churches, Jonathan Iglesias, depending on which acronym or moniker or nickname that you know him from.
We have Jonathan Iglesias serving first this game. Good luck, guys. 0 serving 0.
You heard the score from Chip Morales. John serving to Nate Alvarado.
A lot of the crowd, Dave, here at the In-N-Out traveling van right here by our webcast booth. The crowd not allowed back into the stands until a timeout's been called.
Serving 0.
It's part of the etiquette here.
Well, they kind of have a sort of a policy at In-N-Out where they just don't let me back into the line until I finish the 3 hamburgers I have on the table here. I try to eat them while I'm in the line. They don't allow the food to actually be consumed in the line as you go for your 4th. And they close out at 7. So my legs get tired.
0 serving 1.
Well, it's just day 1. You still have time to improve.
Right.
And by improve, I mean your shtick.
Agreed? They both agree.
I saw that ball short as well. You see Nadi has a smile on his face, as if to say, both of those guys are wrong, I'm right, but that ball...
And the referee. Nadi's smile, Dave, sort of like the Paul Brady fist pump.
Watch
you know when he's smiling that it was short.
Watch how short this is. It's like 3 inches short.
It was short.
Brought to you by Tucson Rolling Shutters, that replay, as we get back into the action with Johnny Churches pressing the action here. Nadi's really on his heels on some of those shots.
Nice shot there from John Iglesias.
Side out.
Was almost up against the right side wall, but still able to find the right corner, and that's a difficult shot.
Short. Second.
Look at that razzle-dazzle time from Nadi Jr., Dave. John Iglesias not impressed.
Point. 2 serving 0.
2-0. Second game. Nadi wins the first one, 21-13.
You touch it.
A lot of the A team, Dave, is out here watching inside the booth here. We have a big projector. Not everyone can get into the balcony, into the bleachers there, Dave.
0.
This match was sold out.
That was a strange play at the end there. John Iglesias swung and missed, and it hit Nadi on the back. And that gave
0 serving 3.
John the point, 0-3.
Look at that.
Point.
Beautiful fake out there from Nadi Alvarado. The A team actually puts an A up, Dave, for every ace. Just like in baseball, they put the K's up. Well, now there's an A up, 1A for the second game for Nadi Alvarado.
Educated crowd is what we call it.
Well, they're keeping score. They have their, just like you are right now, Dave, tracking all the kill shots and errors and aces. That actually goes down, Dave, as a pass, but it could be considered a paddle kill as well. It was a paddle shot, but he used the paddle to pass.
The
So
pass,
that officially it went down as a pass, Dave.
watch this here. The ball doesn't even make the back wall. He just pushes it back, but watch. It hits the sidewall and then...
Well, Jonathan missed playing that. It still counts as a winner for Nadi Jr. in your scorebook.
So you're saying it's a paddle.
It's a paddle kill.
So it's a...
But it goes down as a pass.
Okay, so on the...
And that's your straightforward corner kill right there, which goes down as a winner.
So if I was going to hang a little banner out there, it would be a PK, pass kill.
3 serving 3.
Well, a PK could also be confused with a paddle kill.
Okay, all right.
That's why we don't use PK.
Scoreboard should read 3-3.
That's just a terrible shot there from Nadi and a worse shot there from John Iglesias. And you hate to be critical of these guys, Dave, because neither of us can really do much of anything, but Nadi Jr. just sort of falling away and tapping that ball right back to John Iglesias, who hits a huge front wall, back wall setup, which Nadi
4
then
serving 3.
re-kills.
Some huge setups here. I would have to say that the ball is manufacturing these setups. The players are overhitting the ball. The crowd's really quiet here at the Simple Green U.S. Open. This is game number 2 after Alvarado wins the first one, 21-13. Here's the score.
5 serving 3.
5-3.
Remember, it was Nadi down 3-0 in the second game here, Dave. And if it sounds like I'm shaking here, Dave, I actually am.
Are you cold?
I'm actually soaked in sweat, and I just had a smoothie. And it is chilly out here, Dave. It's about 65 degrees with a little bit of a breeze.
You are watching the Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball, and we appreciate the fact that you've tuned into this live broadcast at race48.com. If you can get your friends and family to tune in to the broadcast by sending them the link via your favorite social network site or mass emails, or however you do it. We also have the schedule posted on our main site. You can catch it at race48.com. Today we have a couple other interesting matches coming up. In fact, our last one is at 6 o'clock. I believe that's the time that Dave Chapman gets on the court. The one coming up after this, the much anticipated Shanks Little match, and then Chapman and Aaron Garner, not Allen, but Aaron, coming up at 6 o'clock.
Dan Armijo and Luis Moreno not on the schedule?
It's not on the broadcast schedule, but they are scheduled.
So they'll be playing on the secondary show court,
right?
Which also a beautiful court.
6.
The crowd really packs in there, Dave. You really feel like the crowd is on top of you there. Here is more of a stadium setting, but you know, Dave, playing on one of those backcourt stadiums is sort of like being at Cameron Indoor Stadium, Dave, where Duke plays their college basketball games. You really feel the electricity of the crowd there. Let me see how I can relate this to you. Sometimes if you're at the salad buffet, you know, the tomatoes, and the crowd just
wait, hold it. They have tomatoes at a buffet? They have salad?
So
yeah,
I'll need to come
know.
up with a much better analogy.
Yeah, I've never had salad or anything healthy at a buffet before. It's a waste of a buffet. You lost me.
Gotta know your audience, and I didn't right there.
I mean, does this buffet have ice cream and potatoes and gravy?
Serving 3.
6 serves 3.
I actually saw you put gravy on your ice cream one time. You thought it was hot fudge, but then once you realized it was gravy, you didn't stop.
Just ate it anyway.
Just like the movie with Adam Sandler, just go with it. You just went with it. You can see we're getting a little off track here, Dave. We'll reel it back in.
Well, losing to people that you're supposed to beat will make you do strange things, Dave.
Well, I don't know if there's anybody I'm supposed to beat anymore, Dave.
Hold it.
We actually have seen our number 6 and number 7 seeds here lose in the round of 16. Our number 8 seed taking on Charlie Shanks in what could very well be another top 8 seed knockout.
Six serving 3 again. Short. Second serve.
Not a good second serve there from Nadi. It looked like he changed his mind at the last minute and just lifted that serve. Came way off the back wall for John Iglesias. Now John going with that 2-wall serve, but a big setup for Nadi. But
point.
Nadi just does not look comfortable, Dave, hitting those back wall setups.
Short.
And as you know, as a handball player, Dave, if the ball is just a little bit off from where you're expecting it, very difficult to make your shots, and then you've lost a little bit of confidence. You start doubting yourself, and very quickly, Dave, it's your bread and butter becomes a little bit off.
Five serving 6.
5-6 now.
Our scoreboard operator, Dave, has fallen asleep, actually. He'll be fine for that. And you hear there, Dave, that he is in fact awake.
Actually, nobody can hear what we hear. Dave Fink is hearing voices in his ear set.
6 serving 6.
So you're saying I did hear those voices, because sometimes I hear voices that no one else actually hears. Right. But you heard that?
Yes.
Just not our viewers?
Yes.
Okay.
And the business we call
7 serving 6.
7-6 with Iglesias up. And in the business we call that talking in cue. Make that 8-6. That's a beautiful serve right there from John Iglesias, now overtaking Nadi Alvarado here.
8 serving 6.
Well, this day there's been a game of momentum here in this second game. It was John taking a 3-0 lead, then Nadi taking a 6-3 lead, and now Jonathan scoring the last, make that 6 consecutive points to take a 9-6 lead.
Glove change, 2 minutes.
Nadi asking and receiving the glove change there,
Jonathan.
Dave.
This will be a 2-minute timeout. We're going to take a timeout here too, courtside, as we're in game number 2. John Iglesias now up on Nate Alvarado, 8-6. We'll have more action. Make that 9-6. So we have more action coming up right around the corner for the conclusion of this second game, and it's starting to get heated here in Fountain Valley, California. We'll be back in about 1 minute. For Dave Fink, I'm Dave Vincent. Stay here, racefor8.com.
My name is Bruce Fabrizio. In 1975, I invented Simple Green based on 3 principles. It had to be safer to use, it had to work, and it had to be completely made in America. From generation to generation, Simple Green has been cleaning everything from car engines and tools to kitchen counters and floors. No matter what you clean, indoors or outdoors, clean it with non-toxic, biodegradable Simple Green.
Working and working out takes a lot of energy. That's why I drink Zenergy. Feeling fantastic and looking good has never been easier. Science, extreme science for your active lifestyle.
I'm Bruce Fabrizio, inventor of Simple Green, the finest non-toxic cleaner in the world. For more than 35 years, I've worked to establish truth in labeling laws and have verified my product's safety credentials. For more information, visit us at simplegreen.com.
And we are back live here, courtside, Fountain Valley, California. Simple Green at simplegreen.com, the tournament namesake. Formerly the Nadi Alvarado Classic, as we celebrate one of the greatest players of all time. And now Bruce Fabrizio teaming up with Nadi to bring us the 5th U.S. Open. First year in the men's pro division, it was Paul Brady defeating Nadi Alvarado in a tiebreaker. Year number 2, it was Paul Brady who should have got beat by Sean Lenning.
Well, if you shoulda, coulda, you woulda.
But it didn't happen. That was in a tiebreaker. The third year, Paul Brady got defeated in the quarterfinals, but it was Sean Lenning taking on Tony Healy, and it was Healy winning in a tiebreaker. And then what happened in 2009? 11-10 loss for Dave Chapman, win for Alan Garner.
That was actually 2010. 2009,
Didn't
we had
have
the World
it.
Championships.
Right. That's why I skipped it.
And it was actually 11-9 last year in the finals,
Okay.
not 11-10.
Nadi hitting that one on the ground.
Just totally out of sorts right now, Dave. He's lost 7 consecutive points. It seemed like he'd taken control of this match. But this is what John can do, Dave. You saw the talk, a buzz, when this matchup was announced. John Iglesias is not intimidated in these big situations on the handball court, Dave. He's one of the coolest cats that you could ever meet. And I don't say cat as in part of the cat family, which Nadi Alvarado is, but actually cat as in slang for cool dude. I know, Dave, no one's ever called you a cool cat, but I'm sure you've met one in your travels.
7 serving 10.
7 serves 10.
Nadi now finally back on the scoreboard after losing 7 consecutive points.
Seven serving 10. Short. Second serve.
It's a big moment here for Jonathan, Dave, as he has Nadi on the ropes. Nadi not really at his best right now. Jonathan can't afford to give Nadi those easy points.
8 serving 10.
These are the times during the match, Dave, where nerves step in.
I agree with you.
You start seeing that you're winning against a legend, and then all of a sudden little weird hand errors like that, and you start getting tense and you start locking up, and you're not fluent. You're not fluid. You don't like that, fluent.
I like it. I just didn't know
9
that a
serving
ball or a
10.
style of game spoke a language.
I didn't say affluent, I said fluent.
Right?
This is broadcast talk here.
That's a beautiful two-wall pass there from Nadi. That's the best two-wall pass that we've seen in this match. Jonathan trying to take it out of the air, but the ball had so much spin and so much velocity on it, Dave, that it dipped just below Jonathan's right hand there. And as you know, Dave, that's a very difficult shot to hit with your offhand. That hard two-wall pass that dips low off that side wall. Nadi hit it though.
The Zion scoreboard has 10-10 here, all together for the Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball. My name is Dave Vincent. We're sitting next to David Fink. This is the game number 2. First one went to Nadi, 21-13. Referee's going to call the score.
Tough draw here for Jonathan Iglesias, Dave. He comes here after not playing much handball and draws Nadi Jr. in his opening match after a 3,000-mile plus trip. If he loses here, Dave, he's done. It's all part of sports. In life, Dave, you live to fight another day. In sports, you don't. You have to wait till the next tournament.
Second.
Which is just 2 weeks away. Tucson, Arizona, another pro stop. Nadi just swung and missed badly there with the left hand.
Well, John putting a lot on that
10
shot.
serving 10.
John can generate a lot of power, Dave, with those short swings. Doesn't need a big windup to generate that power.
Check the ball, please.
Iglesias upset with himself because he backed out of that
Nadi, check.
revolving door. Instead of taking the door, he decided to take it with his left and take steps back. But as you remember, this ball eats you up on that revolving door if you take it with your left hand. You're almost forced to go revolving door.
Okay. 10 serving 10.
Score here is 10-10. Second game. First one went to Nadi.
Not a good return there from Jonathan. And that's nice technique and great execution from Nadi Alvarado there, Dave.
$11 serving 10. One short.
We've seen Dave Nadi backing up quite a bit today after he serves. And you know Nadi talks to himself a lot, Dave. Tells himself to stay in that server's box looking to go on offense on his next shot. And look at Nadi backing way up there, but he has the ace. But Jonathan now appealing a slide ball. He is appealing that, Dave.
Broken? It didn't slide.
Let's watch the replay here. Iglesias said that ball slid on the ground.
The point.
You know, Jonathan's saying the ball was wet, but it actually hit his body after he swung and missed, so that could have been the reason it was wet. I thought, Dave, that Jonathan just badly missed playing that Z serve. It does go down as an ace for Nadi. That's the second A that's
it's an
that's being put up there on the
it's a UA. It's an unconventional A.
Well, they don't describe the A's, Dave. They just put them up there. There's not a description under each one.
Our camera didn't pick that up, but this might get overturned.
I actually thought that was good.
Yeah.
I thought it was good as well.
One agrees.
Yeah, I definitely think that was good.
Second
Still do.
serve.
No, it looks like it's short right there.
That's not the bounce, though.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. That ball's definitely short.
I actually thought it was definitely good. And now Jonathan, Dave, after a beautiful run there to take a 10-6 lead, is now trailing 12-10.
13 serving 10.
Actually, 3-0, as you'd say if we're in practice.
Court.
As you wouldn't. I like to be formal about it. And one time someone did say 3-0, and I said, thank you, and you have 0 points. I have 13.
It's all good. One agrees, one disagrees.
Let's watch this replay, sponsored by Simple Green.
I'm seeing it right on the line, right in front.
I think it's good. Boy, that's short. That's a short ball.
Second serve.
Chip is right on it as a referee here. Second serve. Nate is not happy with that.
Strange return there from Jonathan. Jonathan goes to the wraparound shot. Doesn't catch that third wall, and Nadi takes advantage, Dave, with a beautiful laser down the right side wall. Straighten that out with a beautiful natural, Dave. Ball bouncing about 3 inches from the side wall and straightening out immediately because of all that spin.
Short. Second serve.
Nadi's in a great position there, Dave, but unable to make the shot. Let's not forget, Dave, that we saw Nadi Jr. do a lot of diving in that last event in Idaho. Haven't seen him hit the deck yet here today. Nadi Jr. is a master of pacing himself, Dave. He knows that he'll have to win 4 matches to win this event. He won't let it all hang out unless he absolutely has to, Dave. Nadi's a veteran. He knows how to cruise through these opening rounds. I saw you, Dave, playing in the 35 and over co-ed drop-down Bs. Used that strategy pretty well, cruising in those opening rounds. And then he had to really lock it down against your nemesis, Luis Estrella, in the final. There's a beautiful shot there from Nadi Alvarado. Comes over the top. I think that was called a skip. Let's take an instant replay of that while we can. I thought that was a great shot.
10 serving 14.
No argument from Nadi. Let's watch this here, Dave. Yeah, and it was a skip. The glare, Dave, from the beautiful Southern California sunshine obstructing my view just a little bit there as the sun falls to the west.
14 serving 10.
We'll actually be working from home, Dave, on Sunday as we announce the 3-wall big ball doubles semifinals and finals. Our apartment actually overlooking the court, Dave. And there's another capital A being put up as we speak.
Both agree.
Nadi with his 3rd ace here.
16 serving 10.
In this second game. Beautiful serve there.
That replay brought to you by Simple Green. Ball sounds like it's broken.
Nice hop from Jonathan there. Catches the outside of the ball. Puts a nice reverse on it. Hops away from Nadi.
10, serving 16.
Terrible serve and a great back wall kill from Nadi Alvarado.
Serving 10. Short.
As we often see Dave
Second
Nadi
serve.
coming up short when he tries to serve behind himself to the left. On the second serve, he gives himself a lot more margin for error, aims a lot higher on the front wall than he does on his first.
Do you think he's serving a reverse there as opposed to the natural? Natural could actually hook up on that wall, come out as a setup. I'm thinking he stays with a natural, I mean a reverse.
I love that camera work, Dave. Sorry to not answer your question, Dave, but our camera now really making us feel like we're inside the court there. You got a good sense of just how hard that ball is being hit. I think, Dave, what you're asking is if he's hitting a reverse down the left.
Right,
16.
when he's going to that one that goes behind him. I think that if he goes with a natural, if he hits it high on that second serve, it could really create a huge setup. I think he's cutting over
11,
the top.
serving 16.
Something we have to ask him when he gets into the booth here.
I find, Dave, that
You
the
just don't
reverse
want
is
to.
actually harder to get over the line. It kind of dies when you hit that front wall. When you hit the ball with a natural, it jumps off that front wall. You have much less of a chance of hitting a short.
I know, but that's why I'm thinking he's going higher on that second one, is to make sure that that reverse gets over.
Great power and a great get there from John Iglesias, keeping that rally alive, and Nadi Jr. unable to finish it off with the fly kill. You heard the appreciation there from the crowd. Those kind of diving retrieves, Dave, can really put a lot of pressure on your opponent. You keep the rally alive for one more shot, and who knows what can happen. The momentum can change in these matches, Dave. John not giving Nadi much room there, but look at him sliding across the court there. Nadi going with a fist. Surprised, Dave, that he went with that fist fly kill there when he could have opened his hand and just sort of feathered that ball straight down the right side wall, out of the reach of Jonathan.
Is he changing his headband?
We
Referee.
see Luis Moreno walking past the booth. Dave, did he already play his match? Was that scheduled for 3 o'clock? Okay.
Yeah.
So we will have an update on that. It was Luis Moreno taking on Dan Armijo. Dave, we're not psychics or psychologists, but judging by the body language of Luis Moreno, it looked like he had a pretty comfortable victory there. I'm going to guess about 8 and 6.
Okay, resuming play.
There's the hand right there with some battle scars.
11, serving 16. Short.
Score here is 11-16. Very quiet crowd, but the gallery is packed.
That's
Second
true.
serve.
That's the kind of shot that Jonathan needs to make.
Side out.
You don't want to have to say, Dave, that you're going to have to play the best you've ever
16,
played
7,
if
11.
you're Jonathan in this match, but you need to execute those kinds of shots.
Wow, I don't know how John didn't
Amazing
get hit by
get
that
there
ball.
from Jonathan. Strange shot there from Nadi. Looked like he tried to punch that ball out of the court. We see him do that quite a bit in Idaho last year, Dave, but just punching the ceiling as hard as he can to send the ball out of the court.
He tried to do it.
Sort of like a ground rule double, but you actually replay the point.
Is it
So it's not like a ground rule double at all.
Well, it's a ground rule double in that when you have a guy on first, he could have scored there, but he has to actually hold up on third because the ball bounced over the fence.
Well, that's what they're going to do here. That sound that you heard when Nadi hit that fist ball that hit the top, that's considered a hinder, and they're playing it over. Nadi accomplished what he tried to do when he.
So he hit the ground rule double.
He did.
Okay. So our runner stays on third. Now we have 2 runners in
16.
scoring position.
serving 11?
Okay.
With 2 outs, though.
I'm going to give it to you and say that you won that argument back.
Thank you. What was it? The guys on second and third that kind of
Had to come back in from home, the ones that scored.
That's frustrating as a fan, Dave, when you think that you're about to tie the game or maybe even take the lead. And
Okay, back in here.
time to get serious.
It's contact when John reached back to hit that ball.
You got value too fast.
Didn't look like a hinder
Point.
here, Dave. I think our referee really doing a nice job.
17, serving 11.
We see that a lot from Nadi, that ball that hits off the bottom part of his hand.
Well, Nadi doesn't do well, Dave, when the
11,
ball
serving
slows down
17.
and he has to let the ball drop, particularly off the back wall. We see him make a lot of errors on that particular shot. And
Wow.
look at that big hop there from Jonathan. Nadi actually read the natural there, and it hopped so far away from him, he still didn't have a play on it. See if Jonathan
12,
sticks with that
serving
serve.
17.
Well, if John could bring that back with a reverse right here.
Another great serve there from Jonathan.
Hold it.
That's
Jonathan
tough.
looking to be aggressive with first strike handball there, Dave. Unfortunately, did not keep that ball down.
Crowds are very quiet.
12, 17.
12-17. That was short. No,
I agree.
no call from the referee.
Jonathan will not appeal, although he should.
Serving 12.
Sometimes you're so upset with yourself, you say, I deserve that.
I don't. I think I deserve only the best,
Second serve.
but I never get it. Not on the court anyway. And that's the danger there, trying to take that two-wall serve out of the air, Dave. If you don't judge it perfectly,
18, serving 12.
you're really in a bad spot.
And you decrease your chances when you make a fist. That almost looked like it was short, too. A lot of balls right on the line. Score here is 12-18, second game, and a timeout called from John Iglesias. You're watching the Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball. Here it is, the replay, Dave.
It's going to be 12, serving
Just
18.
over the line, too. Replay brought to you by Owen Gloves. It's the Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball and Race for 8 series stop here in Fountain Valley, California, where the sun is out today. I want to thank Simple Green at simplegreen.com for their environmentally safe products that they have provided. Their gift bags that are handed out here for all of the participants include Simple Green products. And I almost entered just to get the goodies that are worth well more than what the actual cost of the entry is. Now, I know you've never cleaned anything in your life, so you wouldn't know.
Now, I'll have to actually step in there and disagree with you there.
What? You have cleaned something.
That's true.
I know that you cleaned up your behavior a little bit. But regardless of that, Simple Green is online at simplegreen.com. Picture there of
There's
Ricky
the
Ruiz.
beautiful Ricky Ruiz.
Off to the left is.
He actually, Dave, does some modeling. You can find him at rickyruiz.com or look him up on Facebook. He's got quite a portfolio. Actually, Dave had a recurring role in a Spanish soap opera. I believe the channel, Dave, is called Telefutura. I don't know. I glanced as I'm on my way to the Golf Channel. Never actually stopped to watch Ricky, though. Apparently, Dave, he was the other man in a triangle relationship. I don't really know all the details, but it says that he loves to act and also play handball.
12, serving 18.
Interesting timeout. Thank you for all that, Dave. 12-18. Iglesias is kind of hanging in here. Just a little bit.
Terrible serve there from Jonathan, and backed up just enough to
12-18.
to take away the shot from Nadi. I always thought, Dave, that Jonathan's biggest weakness was his serve. Doesn't get a lot of free points on his serve and hits a lot of setups with that serve. I don't know if he has much of a plan on his serve. Let's see here, Dave. If
13-18.
I just don't really know what his objective is on this serve. That time tries to go down the right.
Second.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Well, that's a good second serve. And there's that sort of squirrely bounce there. And it's strange, Dave, because Nadi's so quick, but yet he doesn't adjust to those sort of bad bounces. He just stays completely flat-footed. But yet he'll make the most amazing retrieves up there in the front court.
I talked to John Bike about that, and he said Nadi's big problem is he plants his feet early on big back wall setups. And that's a good case right there because he is fast, he is very athletic, and he also moves his feet pretty well in there. Good footwork. That is a knock on him.
This is becoming extremely intense in there, Dave, as John Iglesias
Check it.
And there's
will
a
not yield here to
No,
Nadi Jr. Nadi Jr., Dave, looked like he thought that he was on his way up to his private cabana to stretch down, cool down, but John Iglesias has other ideas here, Dave. And should he force a tiebreaker here just 5 points away, it's really anybody's game.
I saw a slide.
John's going by the WPH rules here, which do state.
That was a huge slide, Jonathan. It just shot like a rocket. It shot like a rocket right when it hit the wall.
I actually didn't see it.
Well, you're going to see it here in a second.
By the time it hit the wall, it hit.
Here it comes right here. No, it's right here.
Yeah, it was just so huge. Yeah.
I still don't see it. Was it on that shot?
Yeah.
15 serving 18.
That was a ball that checked up on the back wall and came out straight.
That's an unfortunate break there for John Iglesias. And
John could be at.
There is no handball justice sometimes, Dave, as John Iglesias makes an error there.
18 serving 15.
18 serves 15.
We thought, Dave, that it was 16-18 with John Iglesias serving, but after a call there from our referee and now an error from John Iglesias and a kill shot from Nadi Jr., it's now 19-15. So big change of events here in the last 3 rallies.
This timeout has been called and provided by AIW Printing. They've become the highest quality, lowest cost producer of web offset printing in Australia, utilizing world's best practices, implementing the latest technology. They're also the proud sponsor of the 2012 Australian Handball Championships over the long June weekend. AIW Printing. Make sure to attend that. Australian.
Nice pick up there from Nadi. It's the first time we've seen Nadi go down to the ground, Dave. The big question, Dave, on the other side of the world in Australia is, will you defend your Australian National Championship? I've been asked that question a lot, Dave, and I know that there's a lot of discussion.
I don't know. I have to see what the tour plans are for the year and see if
I know that most summers include some sort of bike tour.
19 serving 15.
This is a special year. John Bike getting inducted into the USHA Hall of Fame. I might take the bikes to Australia. Never know. That's kind of the plans. They're talking about trying to get John Bike to come over for this.
1 minute.
Will he be now riding the bike?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, they're looking at bringing John Bike over. He's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. And they thought, you know, it would be interesting to have him there just about a week before he would be inducted, or 2 weeks before he's inducted officially into the USHA Hall of Fame. So they're working out a deal to possibly bring John Bike over to Australia. It's not a done deal right now, but it could possibly happen. He said, I will go, but my wife has to go with me. It's not fair that I make it all the way to Australia without my wife. And so that's a possibility now.
It sounds like a fun trip until you get there. And now it's Nadi Alvarado
20,
serving for
15.
the match. Our scoreboard now correct. And look at Nadi put a little bit extra zip on that ball, and John Iglesias somehow chased it down. Dave, I thought the match was over. The crowd was already on their feet as Nadi crushing that right-handed kill shot attempt, but John Iglesias coming out of nowhere, Dave. And this is one of the best re-kills we've seen thus far in this championship. Look at John Iglesias. He actually came from the other side of Nadi Alvarado Jr. there, stepped around and then in front of him and chased that down.
That was a remarkable play from John Iglesias, and the crowd loved it. It's nice to see the crowd erupt here. Now watch how far John has to go. He has to Texas two-step, do the roundabout, and look, he uses a fist on that. That was a soft paddle fist.
I actually don't think that was a fist.
It actually was a
15,
fist.
It didn't hit the front wall like
20.
it was hit with a fist.
Well, it's a different ball today.
Hold it.
Oof.
And Nadi had already conceded that point to John Iglesias, Dave, and
He can't, the ball's up, John. He has a shot.
Nadi had actually given up on that ball, so I'm not really sure what our referee saw there. That's really two unfortunate calls there from our referee that went against Jonathan.
19 serving 20. Sorry. 15 serving 20.
Should be serving at 17 to 20.
Our referee, Dave, now at 4 really bad errors here in this match. The next error, Dave, will start costing him money in the wallet.
16 serving 20.
John Iglesias serving here at 16 to 20.
Nice get there from Jonathan.
That's going to be harder to get right there. That's
you
a
see Nadi
shot.
now starting to load up, Dave. He knows that he needs to give it everything he's got to end this match, because Jonathan just now getting into his groove. And that's the problem here, Dave, for a player like John Iglesias. Hasn't played much handball competitively. He's sort of just now getting his feet into this match, and now here he is 1 point from elimination.
Could be it. And there it is, Nadi Alvarado defeating John Iglesias 21 to 13, 21 to 16, and Nadi Alvarado advances. John Iglesias put in a good show here today, Dave, but Nadi Alvarado advancing here to the quarterfinals. Let's take a quick look at the bracket that I have on the screen. As we look down, Robbie McCarthy will face Sean Lenning in the quarterfinal matchup tomorrow. Andy Nett now is going to face Nadi Alvarado, and now we'll start working on the upper bracket coming up at 4:30.
It will actually be Sean Lenning facing the winner of our next match, Charlie Shanks and Tommy Little, and then Luis Moreno facing...
No. Sean Lenning will be facing...
Oh, excuse me, Alan Garner, excuse me, Dave,
yeah,
facing the winner of that match.
Okay, so we're going to take a quick timeout. We have another one coming up next. It was scheduled for 4:30. It is now 4:33, so we'll have the Charlie Shanks-Tom Little match coming up right here on the show court, so we'll be back in just a bit. I want to thank Simple Green, Zions, the official sports drink of the UFC, and First Star Sports for broadcasting and being part of this segment here of this live feed that we're bringing you. For Dave Fink, my name is Dave Vincent and the production crew. We'll be back in just a bit here at racefor8.com.
Hello, I'm Bruce Fabrizio, inventor of Simple Green, the finest non-toxic cleaner in the world. For more than 35 years, I have worked to establish truth in labeling laws. Many products misrepresent their safety and efficacy. I am so certain you will find that Simple Green does everything the label states safely, that if you're not 100% satisfied, I will refund your purchase. For more information, go to simplegreen.com.
Working and working out takes a lot of energy. That's why I drink Zenergy. Feeling fantastic and looking good has never been easier. Zions, extreme science for your active lifestyle.
For 20 years, the Inner City Handball Association has educated, mentored, and served young people through handball. Young people that participate in the Inner City Handball Association programs have a high graduation rate from high school and continue on to college. Inner City Handball teams are good athletes, good students, and good ambassadors for the sport of handball. We need your help to continue our work. Inner City Handball Association is a registered 501c3 tax-exempt charity. Please donate today. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Bruce Fabrizio, inventor of Simple Green. Our non-toxic, biodegradable, all-purpose cleaner works great for cleaning. Thank you. Non-toxic, biodegradable, Simple Green. It's great for cleaning.